Hello everyone, this is Vishal and hope all are doing good. And today we again back on the sessions in the Dagger series. So as we have done many sessions on it, I below uh, put that particular playlist of the Dagger also. You can see that. And as we are working with the Jetpack nowadays, so how we can use that view model first, how we can use the dagger with that view model. So that's some changes with there, and how we can work with that. So that's all part we have to cover, and there will be some interesting part that we have to call with the retrofit, and we can use the recycler view, and in the future we can work with the work manager also. So this is again I will make for the jetpack series, that means in the 3 or 4 part of the sessions. So first session part is how we can use that particular view models as in your jetpack, and then how you can use the dagger with the repository with the view models, and how we can apply that MVVM approaches with this. Okay, so let us start it. And as we have done the last time in the series of the dagger, that we have worked with the dependency injections details, how we can work with that dependency injections, and why it is interesting, what is the reflections injection modes be there, and we have worked with the daggers. And the dagger 2, we last time we worked with your module inject component, that means on a both Java and as well as Kotlin series. And what be the work of the modules, what be the work of the provide, inject and component. That's four major part we have done, we have completed on. So these are our annotation under the annotation processors. And as we work with the module, that is very important, it is used only the class that is the work of constructing objects that will eventually provided as dependency. So whatever be your module, that means whenever you make a class, you have to create that particular module for that. We'll see that again, and provide, how we can provide that particular return of that object. Inject, this is used upon a constructor field or a method and integer dependency has been requested, where we apply the inject, how we can apply this is all, and the component play most important part of the play. So that means whatever be all your modules be there, you can put it on the component, and that dagger component you have to call on your activity or in view model. And singleton also be, that is single instances we have to create for, just like whenever we call with the retrofit we can work with this. So these all again we can work today, but one by one in this series. And I think we have done with the many examples with the dagger, how we can apply that dagger, these things we have worked with, how we can inject particular classes, these all fundas we have clear on that. So also we have worked with the MVVM dagger last time, and there'll be the view model factory, multiple bindings we have worked, there we have used the keys. So again we can work on, and you can learn that step by steps how we can use again the dagger, because of somebody demands on that, we have to make that dagger series again. So just play with the dagger, how we can use it, where we inject it, just see this work, and then on the second sessions we can work with more over about that with your retrofit, recycler views, and also we can work with the work manager, but in 3 or 4 sessions we have to cover. So let's see that how we can use that activity view model and the repository be as in a first as in a simple without dagger, as in how we can call that view model in your using the view model provider in the jetpack. This is the first step of learning. So let's see. Okay, so we have to start in Android Studio, and please, those who are new, uh, watch my previous sessions of the Dagger2, because of first need to clear your fundas related to your or modules component that I will discuss again, but you have to clear that dependency injections. So there are many sessions on my playlist that I will put it here uh, after uploading, so you can work on, and then use this jetpack. Okay, so first we need it, that is the most important. We have to work with their Android X. So here we have a life cycles view model live data. So that's for extensions. And here this is our Dagger. That means your processor, your compiler, your support. These all for the Dagger libraries. So you have to work these all. Okay, that I will put also in GIT so you can work. So these all your simple implementations on. And now we have some package, that is your Dagger models and your remote and the view models. So we have to work one by one on that. So let first we have to create our repository for the without Dagger we can call first. So that means how a simple view model be calling Jetpack. First I will show you how it works. Okay, then we use that repository for the particular Dagger. So let us start it. Okay, so first we create our repository, and that repository is your, if you can say, a repository one, you can give any name to that. So this is a very simple repository. That means that will connect it to the retrofit. On the second session I will apply on. And here public class repository one. So that's in simple. And here we can use a private mutable live data. That's we need it. And at this time I'm working with a string. So you can use, and this is your mutable live data. Simple. And make a constructor for this. So that's generate a simple constructor for your repository. At this time I'm using the blank. Okay, and here we have a public mutable string get mutable. So that means this return your mutable live data. Okay, so here before that we have to put that mutable live data is equals to new mutable live data and mutable live data dot put post value. Okay, so here we can post, this is view model one call. That's very simple. That means first I'm clear your basic things. Okay, what we have to do. So whenever we work with the retrofit, we can call all the functions be here and that be used in your view models. Okay, so here this is your simple remote, and now we have to go for your view model. So here we have to work with your view model. So you can say view model 1. So that access this view model, or here we can extend this our view model. Okay, so that's it. So here you can use your models also, that I will describe again. But first here we need it again our mutable live data as a string part. Okay, that is important. And here we have to call our repository that later we have to inject repository 1 repository 1. So that's very simple. And here we have to make a constructor for simple view model 1. Okay, and you can say that this is your repository 1 is equals to new repository 1, and here you can call that mutable live data as a new mutable live data. That's an interesting part. Okay, so once this be clear, that means these two things be clear. Again you need save generate for public mutable live data. So here I do not want to make a new one. I have to call it from the repository one dot get mutable live data. So whenever we can get anything from the your retrofit be here, we can get access it using this on your view model, and here you can use your data binding techniques also. Okay. But first we have to clear the basic. Okay, then again the most important part, that's on your main activity, how it play. So you can use that the private your uh, view model 1, sorry, view model, yeah, this is your view model 1. Okay, and this is your view model 1, and how the jetpack call the view model provider. So this is your view model 1, that's be a new instance. We have to create a new instance. Before that, without new, we can use on that. So this is your view model provider. That's very simple. You can say this dot your get, and inside the get, what we needed our view model 1 dot class. So whenever you get it, you can use this funda. Okay, and here you can say view model 1 dot get mutable live data dot observe this comma new observer. Okay, and you can toast it or can show it with the data binding. So you can say this is your simple string. So that's the way you can work with your simple view model in your jetpack. Then we call the dagger with this. Okay, so here the way you can work with the new view model provider, that is an important. So let's see. So here we can see that the result be the view model 1 call. Okay, so better we can use it in our text. Using the text, so what we have done, we just make a 2 texts here and 1 button. So we show you what is the use of that text. That means only one text I am using this at this, the result of your view model. Okay, so the result be like this. This is the view model 1 call. So when you use the multi-binding, so we can call both the methods be here together, and also we can check it on the new activities. So we'll see how we can inject the things. So first we have to inject our repository to the main activity. So first play with Dagger2 as in a very simple way, so you can learn again. So let's see. Okay, so let's see how we can use this Dagger. So first we have to write this code because I'm not using the view model at the very first. Those are those who want to play with the Dagger. So first you can see that how we can use this Dagger implementations with the directly repository. Okay, to the activity. So those are don't know about the Dagger, what is the Dagger2 and how we can implementation, please must watch, I'm again saying that must watch my previous sessions of the Dagger, in which I've created the components and see the differences with the modules. Okay, so again we'll show you here, but I'm not explaining too much about the modules and the components. I'm just saying that what be the module is that by which we can uh, pass our values of the class to our components. Okay, so you have to create all the modules, and you can put that all modules in such a component, and that is our Dagger component, and call it on your activity wherever you need it. So let's see how we can do that. So first you have to inject which you want to work, that means which class you want to inject. So that's your our repository. So that's one constructor we can inject it, and if you want to call with your retrofit, you can do same. So this is our Dagger, and first we have to create a module for this. So you can say simple view model module. That's very simple. And for the view model module, you can first make it an add module. So that means in a simple way, this is your module by which we can pass our repository 1 as in a get data method, and that method be returned as in a new repository 1. So this is a very basic principle whenever you work with the module. Okay, so but it's not used in a multi-binding. It is a simple concept of repositories whenever you call it. And here, how to create a Dagger component. That is an important part. So Dagger component is your interface. Whenever you make it, you have to call that interface as in a, let's see, Java class, and say Dagger component. Or you can give your app component and whatever be that. And you can say that this is your component. And on your modules, you can pass it as in a curly bracket, and this is our view model module. That means we have to pass all the module as in a classes be here. Is it? That's very easy and interesting. So here, if you have other modules like a retrofit callings and your network module or whatever be, that means I will explain how you can create your network modules for the retrofit also. So you can use it here. Okay, so that means this is the main Dagger component that we can interact our activities. So here, this is your public interface, and so dot need to be public. You can say directly repository 1, and what your method be there. I'm just using your get data. Okay, so this is your interface. Okay, so this is your interface, and we can just get data method as when we work with this. Now you just simply rebuild project, because of at this time we can create our Dagger component class. So default class is Dagger component, and as I'm giving the name to the Dagger component, so it should use a Dagger component, or you can make it as an app component also. But those don't get confused with the Dagger component and your Dagger component, because of our name, our class name is Dagger component, so it always make it a Dagger before that. Okay, so that's you can make our module and the component in which we can call our repository. Okay, now so how you can call that? You can say simple repository 1 is equals to, you can see that this is your Dagger component. So this is our component dot create dot get data. Okay, and now we have to call that repository 1 dot get new table live data, observe this comma new observer, and you can just copy paste that text view as in a set text, and then you can call it here. Easy. Now we can run this and see. Yeah, just a minute. Once it built, it can represent me here. Yeah, so you can see that a simple traces a view model 1 call. Okay, so you can call it repository be here simply. Okay, now the same way how we can call the view model be here. Okay, so just hide this code and again check. I'm giving all the steps how you can work with this. So here, do not want to go with this public repository one get data. Instead of using this, I'm using a model. So that's my view model. And the last I will show you what the actual Dagger we have to use. So here this is our public view model 1, and here get view model, make a method be here. On the same way we have to return our new view model 1. So that is a simple. So whenever you work with a single view model, maybe on a just to for the example or likewise that, so you can use it as in a get view model. And here on the component, no need of this, we can use our view model 1 get, what's the name be here, suggest it's get view model. So this is our get view model, very simple. And again we have to check it whether it works or not. So here you can say this is our view model 1. View model 1 is equals to Dagger Component dot create dot get view model. Okay, but here we need to inject that particular view model because we are using this. Okay, so here you can say add inject, and here on your main activity you just go for view model 1 dot get table data dot observe this comma new observer, and the same way you can call such a view model. Okay, and now run this. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, you can see that the same way it approaches as this is a view model call. Okay, so you can work with a single view model be like this, but the exact for multiple view models what to do we have to see on as a multi-binding. So that's a multi-binding is most important part whenever you work with a multiple view model, because of actual MVVM is that where we have a multiple repositories and multiple view models exist. Okay, but before that I will show you how you can use that view model uh, in one more approaches. Okay, so here you can use it like as you have to inject your component be as in a void inject, and that's your main activity. So in which activity you want to inject you can put it here. So that's the different approach, but we can call the view model be like this on your particular activity. So this is the good way or good approach of using instead of making these kind of models be here. Okay, and now this is your view model 1, and we have to call this approach be here. Just one more time you have to rebuild because of we have changed something with the Dagger component. Sometimes it creates issue, otherwise it gives the smooth result. Okay, so let's see, just wait for a minute. Because of whenever you work with this kind of multiple bindings and other approaches, so best way we can use it whether we have to use your inject components. Okay, so here we want to use it is on your main activity. If you want to use it on the second activity you can work on, it depends. Okay, so for this you can simply say dagger component. This is the best approach whenever you work with the dagger, and inject this. So do not use that kind of methods be here. And as we are working with the provider, so that's the good way how we can use the provider with the dagger. So that's very interesting way to work with this. Okay, that I want to show to you. Okay, so let's see the result be going on. So this is view model 1 call. So the same approaches you can work with this. Okay, so I think the best approach is you can go for the dagger component. Here you can inject which kind of activity in which you want to exact that, and then you can call it on that main activity like this, and use the provider as in a new view model provider in your jetpack, and this is your class. So now we have to work with the multiple binding series. Okay, so whenever you work with your multiple bindings techniques, first, as I described in my previous sessions, that's in a detail how you can work with the data Dagger view model factory, that is related to your implementations with the view model provider factory. What is the use of that? How we can provide the classes we like. So if we have a simple class extends view model, so that we need to map. So for this we need a map key. So you just say simple class, and that we have to inject with the your simply constructor, that is the most important, and we can call it on your main activity. Okay, so here we need one more important thing, is that is documented target retention maps. I'm just using with the same from the session, my past sessions, so those are new. I already described what is the documented target retentions and map key. So map key is the most important. We have to map that particular uh, view model mapping that is needed. Okay, so here we work with the add interface. If you want these classes, you can first watch the sessions, and I also uploaded on GIT. So here this is your simple view model key, and here this is simple view model factory, and you can see that this is your mapping. So class extends view model, so I just want with the key class extends view model, and just say get value. I'm giving the name to that. So just say, if I say view model 1, it get the value as a view model 1. If I say view model 2, it get the value as a view model 2. So you can use it in your modules be like this. But your module should be as an abstract class, so no need of these things. I'm just making as an abstract, and inside that abstract three things be important. Number one is your binds, that means our data binds we have, and add into map. I want to mapping for that particular class, and which we create a view model key, that is a get value. You can see that, and this is your view model 1 dot class that we need it, and here you can make it as an abstract view model 1, and that view model, sorry, view model, alt enter, and that view model be your bind view. You can make anything, any name to that. So bind view model, and that is your view model 1 dot sorry, creator, just simple call. So here you can make your multiple view models as a module. So no need of just say view model 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in your MVVM. You can put all the view models be like use an abstract be here. But this name must be different, otherwise there's an issues. Okay, so this is your binds. First we have to map. Here we need a view model key. That view model, that means it provides particular view model to that using Dagger view model factory. Is this clear? Okay, so these all stuffs be clear. So we have to go with your Dagger component, and inside the Dagger component just simply we can inject that ViewModel module as an activity. Okay, now we have to go for the main activity, but here what we needed as a ViewModel Dagger ViewModel factory, and we have to create a Dagger ViewModel factory. Okay, and as we inject it, so we need to inject here, otherwise the component gives you an error. Okay, and when we build it, you can say this is this comma your factory provider B as an a Dagger ViewModel factory. So that means this approach of particular ViewModel, you can call it by the mapping. So if you want to map which map you want to map a ViewModel 1. If you want to map it ViewModel 2, 3, 4, you can use it. So let's see here what your Dagger components be doing. So for the multiple bindings, what we have done, your I will show you using two repository and two ViewModels now. But just say first we have a mapping ViewModel factory, simple structure be here, and if you want details on this class you can watch my session, and also I can explain if you want to put your comments. And here this is your ViewModel key, we need to map that, and here this is our module, and you can use it module be like this, and use 1 2 3 4 multiple ViewModels be here, and on which activity you want to inject you can put it here. I want to inject in the main activity, so now this is on your main activity, you can call it. So that means on your repository 1 you can map it with your ViewModel 1 and you can call it an activity 1. So there we can approach multiple two ViewModels, how we can use inject in single activity, and then multiple ViewModels, how we can inject it multiple activities. Okay, so let's see what will the result be here. Yeah, you can see this ViewModel 1 call. So that is a way you can work with your ViewModel particular factory. But how can discriminate that if you have a multiple ViewModel? So for this, what to do, you have to just copy paste a repository and give this repository name as a nut2. Okay, injected, this is ViewModel 2 call, and here the same way you can make your ViewModel as a nut2. Okay, so this is your ViewModel 2, and in which I want to call the repository 2. And just do some changes here. Okay, so simply, so here we have a ViewModel 2 and the ViewModel repository 2. So now we have to use this module. You just copy paste all these stuffs and make it as a ViewModel 1, and get value be your ViewModel 2, and copy paste it and make it as a ViewModel 2. Okay, so that's your ViewModel, bind ViewModel 2. So you can make multiple ViewModel classes be here. Now on your component, Dagger component, I want to inject it for the single activity. So for the one activity, how we can use it. Okay, so here on our main activity, as we injected, you can just copy paste ViewModel 2 and ViewModel 2, and here everything should be same, but only we can put it on our text view 2. So here I've used two texts, and here just use it as a view model 2, and that means we have to pass that particular view model 2 to that class. Okay, and here we just copy paste that particular second model and get result be here for the second model. So let's see what happened. Okay, so let's see what be the result. uh, just run this. Yeah, so you can wait a minute. Yeah, so you can call it as a second call, and we can see this is the view model 2 call. So it means we can work with like this, and we can see that our multiple view models and multiple repositories we work. So you can use it using the simple injections. I already described this on my previous sessions also, but this all scenarios with the Jetpack. So here the most important thing is we have to work with as a new view model provided. But how we can use our retrofit, how we can use recycler view and work manager, this all in my new sessions, and make a small app using the Dagger using MVVM approaches. So I think this is basic things you have to learn from this, how the multiple view models we work on. Okay, thank you so much for the day.